Welcome to the buy list. This is episode 65.
This is not financial advice. This is cardboard over your eyes. Shit. Yeah, I don't know what else to do, Ted. I don't know what you want from me.
I have no words for that, Nate. Nate, how's your week in Fab been?
It was great. So I actually went to an armory and I was 10 minutes late. I said, wait, guys, hold on. And they're like, what? I was like, I didn't bring a deck. So I bought the Azalea Armory deck and I played the Azalea Armory deck.
Did you raw dog it?
No, I sleeved it real quick.
Oh,
They were
okay. I was going to say, Jesus.
Yeah, so I was like 10 minutes late and I didn't have a deck and I had to sleep it. So I was the worst. I was
I was going to say, you're an awesome community member. Your store must love you.
Dude, it's probably so boring when I don't show up.
I guess because I don't really have much to talk about in my weekend Fab. I had to miss my armory due to some other plans. But Nate, how did the Azalea Armory deck feel? We haven't done our video on it. We've been delaying.
I'm excited to do the video. It feels good.
It feels closer to Bolton than KO decks.
Yeah,
Armory decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really hard for them to recreate that KO deck. That KO deck.
Yeah, that KO deck is some heat, dude.
Yeah, that KO deck is spicy. It's just so I went 2-1. The one game I lost was an Azalea Mirror. I tried to convince my buddy Wes to side out his 3 red in the ledgers. He's like, I know you only play 1. And I was like, let's side out a red in the ledgers. He's like, you're 1? And I was like, yeah. He didn't fall for it.
You didn't take the bait.
It's also, it was the first game I played with the deck too. So it is a little weird. You can't blind in the deck. There are too many whiffs to YOLO swag the blind. So it's a little tricky. But I played
That sounds like some common design language there, actually. Right? They built the KO deck very purposefully so that there was no
misses.
And then the Bolton deck in our video, we talked about this a little bit towards the game into game 3, is that the soul wasn't a complete mess, right? You kind of always had methods to fill your soul. So it seems like it's very, it's just continue. It sounds like they're continuing that design language of like, let's make sure that new players don't fall into these pit traps of like, blind looking and not having enough soul, etc.
Yeah, I also think that like just blind flipping is something that is most card gamers are very adverse to. So it is something that like is a lot deeper of a mechanic. So I think that like me and the way that I've enjoyed playing Azalea is just like I want to YOLO flip pretty much every turn. Because it like it don't matter sometimes. So I'm interested to play it, and then I'm interested to make some tweaks to it too, because I think it has 6 read the glide pass and then scout the periphery, so it has like 9 like peaks at the top. So it lends itself to like letting the players kind of like really know what they're going to be putting into their arsenal, because you can't really brick it up. So it's an interesting construction. I think there's definitely some tweaks I would make to it though. For a Riptide deck, that is.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if switching it on to a Riptide deck. I've heard that that might be more Riptide support than Azalea support. So all right. So moving on to our next topic, we got more spoilers, man. Just a couple. We got 3 this week. And I'll start with the expansion slot cards. First one up is called Unsheathed. It is a warrior action. It is red, costs 0, blocks for 3. and it says your next sword attack this turn gets +3, and when this attacks, if its attack is greater than twice its base, it gets go again.
It is definitely too early in the episode to say the thing, right?
Yeah,
I can't say it.
yeah. Kids are still listening.
All right, all right. I'll say it at the end of the episode. All right.
You guys have to listen
You
all
guys,
the way
you guys
through.
will listen all the way through. Okay, so
It's
this
illegal
card.
to click forward. It's illegal.
All right.
Don't do
So what the structure of the pod this week? We're gonna talk about the spoilers. We're gonna talk about like kind of like future looking and like what we think or what we can kind of like expect in terms of like some of the legendaries in terms of like how we should prepare for Rosetta. And
Mhm.
then I'm gonna tell a funny joke. So you gotta stay all the way to the end.
Oh my
Um,
god.
so this card is like actually methamphetamine.
It's
Like
pretty
there's no
cracked.
this card is cracked. It's insane.
Yeah. Is this like a Solia Kasai card?
No. Every
No.
warrior is playing this stupid card. It's it's like imagine if they printed Tome of Imperial Flame, but for everyone. And
For
everyone
every
had Flame
warrior.
Scale Furnace.
Yeah.
Like it's just not even Tome of Imperial. It's like the power level is like Blade Flurry,
Yeah.
but better.
Yeah. Adding go again density is pretty good, right?
It's auto go again in Kasai. In Bolton, it's auto go again in whatever version of Bolton you're playing, basically.
Hmm.
Either you're getting it from Bolton Zero ability or you're getting it from this card. Dory loves this in Hatchets, in Dawnblade. Like it so Dawnblade Dory is one of my like pet decks that I really enjoy playing.
Hmm.
Um and I keep looking at the deck and I was like, I wish I had more sharpened steels. I just want more
Yeah.
sharpened steels. And this
Yeah.
card is sharpened steel that says go again. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's like,
well,
hello.
why don't you
Yeah.
slide on over here, Jimmy? This card's gonna be
Yeah.
$40. Don't at me.
Dude, warriors have to become heroes again for that to happen, but this card might get them there. It's a start.
Expansion slot, which like good expansion slot cards are usually $5 to $10
Yeah.
from what we've seen. And it depends on like so it also depends on Rosetta's like open rate
Yeah.
and the drop rate. Those are two things that are very important. So Bright Lights had one of the lowest drop rates for expansion slots.
Hmm.
Heavy Hitters got a little bit better, and then Rosetta got a little bit better, or not.
Misfit.
Misfail got a little bit better from there. So like we were seeing them more frequently,
Mm.
um, but it really depends on where that falls. I do not think this will be open nearly as much as um, Misfail, but if it
Yeah.
falls in the heavy range and this is playable across 4 heroes and 3 of them are very, very playable, like
Yeah. There should be some good tension on this card, that's for sure.
yeah,
Yep. Okay, Nate. So the next one we got, next expansion slot card is Gust Wave of the Second Wind. It is a red ninja attack. Attacks for 4, blocks for 3, and it says combo. If Surging Strike is the last attack this combat chain, this gains go again. All
why?
right, that's okay.
Why? Who
I
was
got a little
asking for this
worried when I
card?
read combo, and then I was like, I read the rest of the card. I'm like, never mind. So does this card?
Who asked for this?
This card works if Bonds is still full kit
Sure,
or no?
sure.
Because this
It,
is obviously printed before they obviously didn't they didn't hit the print button after they banned Bonds like 3 weeks ago. So this was a long term thingy. But
it's
this
like
card doesn't. feel that great. It's
It's
just
like
an
if
0 for
Whelming
4.
Gustwave and Flusterfist had a baby, but the baby also got dropped on his head right away. Like
Yeah.
it,
Maybe there's something else. Maybe there's the like another combo piece in the expansion slot, and they're like, "Here, Katsu, have 2 cards."
dude. It's just it strikes me. I know this is not the case because like LSS is very thoughtful, but this just kind of feels like they're like wrapping up set design. They're like, all right, cool, and then they're like, all right, hit submit, and then someone was like, wait, we didn't put a Katsu card in there. Quick, design one. And they're like, what's the safest design space we can make without breaking anything? And it's like, reprint Whelming Gustwave. Just make it a 4. Just don't, you cannot draw a card. It definitely
We've
cannot draw a
been,
card. And then just
bro,
ship it. Only in
as a
red.
community, we've been tricked before, though. To be fair,
Huh?
like everyone told me, Katsu mains since like day one. Katsu told me Ancestral Harmony was like bad. So maybe there's something cooking, right? Obviously, Ancestral Harmony got like a whole hero to make it work, but it's still like, I don't know. Yeah.
Dude,
Uh,
it's
we
just
need to
like,
wait to see the rest of the puzzle on this one, I think.
dude, you're gonna be waiting a while. I don't know. I just like this strikes me as like Dust Till Dawn level design. Like they were afraid of breaking something in Zen and Orkatsu, and they're just like, let's take some words off of this card. Um,
Yeah, you think they deleted like a +2 or
this
something?
card reads like a freaking common.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't yeah, I'm not even a ninja boy and I know that this card is like pretty just fair.
If it had native go again, sign me up all day. Native go again,
Oh
two
yeah, an over
block,
4 with go again. Yeah, okay.
blocks 2, can be whelming. It ups Katsu's consistency. The issue is that it's just broken in Zen. It's like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm like, yeah, but then you just like add more gas to that fire, dude. You're just like, here, here's another gallon of gas. Yeah, it's rough, dude.
I don't
You
know. I
can't
don't know
do
what to tell you guys. What do you want from me? All right.
that.
I don't know what they
All
did.
right,
Cards like the
all
most
right,
medium card. It's not bad. Let me be clear. It's not bad.
yeah,
It just doesn't need to exist.
yeah, yeah. It's always like it's I when I say an expansion slot card, I want it to like cook, right? I want it to at least be like simmering, where you're like, I get it. Like Golden Anvil is a good example of a card that's probably like, but then you're like, at least it's doing something in the future that could be kind of cool. This card's just like, yeah, it's an 0 for 4. It's whatever.
It's
But
it's just like almost like a reprint of of a card that already exists, but it like has a different name, so you can play 2 of them.
uh,
It's just Whelming Gustwave. Is literally
yeah.
all. It's just Whelming Gustwave, but has the +1 and no draw. Like
No,
it's not
it's the second wind of the gust wave. It's not the first. It's the second now.
sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
All right.
like so.
We're kind of just pounding on a dead horse here.
We can wait for more expansion slot cards before
Yeah,
I
maybe there's like
um
another combo card that's just like, oh, I get it now.
I do have
Um,
should I expand here or should we like wait and do this and that? I do have a theory on expansion slot, but we I can share that at a different time.
yeah.
Okay.
The last spoiler card we got. This is the calling promo for Worlds Osaka. The calling at Worlds Osaka. This one is Sigil of Brilliance. This is an Acilio specialization. No block. It's an instant aura. It says at the beginning of your action phase, destroy this. When this leaves the arena, draw a card. Yellow and 0 cost.
Cooking. Now
It's pretty
this
cool. Yeah, you convinced me that it's like an actual. It's cool that the spoiler is like a little breadcrumb for what like Ocilio might be doing, right? Because that
dude.
dude's a mystery still.
Okay. So please call him by his God-given name, Zareth. Um, Zareth is one of my favorite heroes in League of Legends because he kills people from a million miles away. He everything about the kit that he has revealed so far reminds me of Twisted Fate in Legends of Runeterra, though.
Oh no.
And
Twisted
that is
Fate
my
was a
favorite
little
freaking deck,
yeah.
baby.
Twisted Fate was so broken, dude.
Dude, oh, I love you didn't do anything. You just
No,
drew
dude.
cards and then you won because you had this stupid guy on the board that every time you drew cards, you just like killed all their things. And it was like,
Yeah.
yep, sign me up.
Yeah.
I want all of that. Please and thank you. Um,
Hmm.
so I am an Acilio main. I'm gonna get an Acilio tattoo on my face, like Mike Tyson. Um,
That'd
I
be
don't know what else to tell
special.
you guys. The card's broken. Like it really like one, he can discard it to his ability to cycle. So like, oh no, you're throwing a weakest link at me. Well, what am I gonna do? It's like, just throw it away. Just get rid of it, or just play it. You can literally just play it and then get a new card next turn.
Yeah.
Um, but when you can go like Majin Bay actually did a really cool video on this
Yeah.
card already. Shout out to Majin Bay.
Yeah. Go check
Uh,
him out.
just like, oh, I'm gonna play two of these. Cool. My turn. And it's just like, whoop, I'm gonna draw a bunch of cards. Like you just like cycle through your hand. Especially if you're like setting up, like you're like, all right, I'm just gonna play two of these Arsenal Pass. And then you're like, and they're looking at their hand and like, um, I can't disrupt you. And it's like, cool, I'm gonna have 7 cards.
Yeah. It's
You
going to
did.
be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a solid start to his kit for sure. So I'm
I feel like
excited
we
to
need
see
damage at
more of
some
his
point.
cards. Yeah, we need to see some damage. Yeah, because like right now, just drawing cards is fun and all, but you need to do 40 damage somehow. So
Don't
we'll
worry
figure
about
that
it.
out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah. All right. So that's gonna do it for spoilers.
Yes.
Um, I guess we can jump into our main topic of this episode, Nate, and it's basically kind of circling back to what James and Brian mentioned at PTLA when they did their developer keynote, like side event that they had there. And they mentioned in that side event that they have made it a priority to make sure for newer sets or for new sets that they really look at legendaries that they're printing and and kind of judge them pretty harshly on if they replace their previous generic staples, right? For the longest time, and we've actually had episodes on this where, like, just nothing touched Fendel's tunic, right? It's just like the default is just go right back to tunic because it's just so good. We have multiple helmets now that are like meta dependent, like you can flip into um, and it's really smart for them to like say this out loud and activate this practice in their design philosophy for new legendaries. But that means we need to be more vigilant, especially in these weeks that we're in right now. And probably we're a little late on this episode. We probably should have talked about this maybe a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
but it's still a good time to talk about it. Is that there's some cards out there that you might regret FOMOing into right now. Nate's getting his Acilio tattoo. He's gonna go out and buy 3 copies of Storm Striders because he wants to have 3 different Acilio decks on him at once.
Yeah.
And
Cold foil storm shatters.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and so I think there are some risky cards out there. And Misvale really kind of proved uh or backed up what James and Brian were talking about, right? Is that the legendaries in that set definitely push the bounds, maybe for good or for bad, but push the boundaries on like the generics just kind of running the roost, or even older ninja cards or older assassin cards like What?
Did you just say running the roost?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a saying, but we're gonna go with it.
Dude, look out, you're letting your Michigan show.
Yeah, well, um, but like for example, um, Traverse is obviously key kit for Enigma and Zin.
Yep.
I think the better example, actually, because Traverse is a little controversial. We know, and it's been admitted by Brian that Traverse is super pushed, and they're like, maybe too pushed. But I think a good example, Nate, is 12 Petals. Um, 12 Petals, like straight up, is just better in Zen than Tunic, right? And like Tunic, he runs Zephyr Needles in certain matchups, and Tunic might have been a better option there just to throw your Zephyr Needle or something at the end of a chain link every 3 turns. But the value that 12 Petals presents during a game, especially when you pitch the chi and you get the Zen or the Zen state token, just kind of pushes Tunic to the side, right?
Yes.
And I don't. So what long-winded way of saying like we need to be careful because Rosetta. I think Rosetta is definitely going to do the same thing. I don't see that changing. I think we are going to see certain legendaries, and I think my number one target would be Stormstriders because that is a very strong mechanic, and it probably makes design for Wizards very hard if they don't try to push it out of the way with some new equipment.
I don't I don't know how I feel about like Stormstriders as like a cog in the wizard's toolbox. I think it wasn't overly oppressive in Icelander. I think we saw that from they banned it in Blitz for Worlds San Jose, and it was
Mm-hmm.
still one of the best decks in Blitz. Um, just because like it could we were I ran it in Blitz and we were running Iron Rat boots or Ironhide
Yeah.
boots. So I think that there's a lot of disdain for Stormstriders because of what it enables in Kano. Um, it'll be I don't neither mostly because Blazing Ether exists, but um, I think Stormstriders could allow some very interesting and intricate playlines in Acilio, depending on what his kit ends up like fully coming out as. Um, and I think in Verdance is just like super schmedium.
Yeah.
Like it's she's gonna get like maybe 9 damage a reach with it, which is like a lot,
Yeah.
no doubt. But I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it. I 100% I agree that like they could just like put some boots in there that make more sense. The thing that like I definitely see them like kind of like overwriting. I guess like going back to Star Wars Destiny days, like overwriting the
Yeah.
equipment, um, is like Metacarpus nodes,
Mm.
and just like whatever we'll put in arms here. But Wizard really doesn't have a chest or a head that like so I for me it would feel really weird if LSS went out of their way to like cover up the boots when and overwrite those when Wizard doesn't really have anything in the chest slot that could compete with Tunic, which I think would be important, especially
Hmm.
for getting newer players in the game. I disagree with the sentiment that Tunic's too expensive, but I understand the sentiment that a lot of people have, especially newer players, that like, oh, Tunic's $100. One card, $100. Oh my god.
Playable in every hero before Misfail, but regardless.
Yes. Um, and there's like been like literally no head slot, so like, it'll be
Yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't really think about that. There's a kind of a how do you fill out Wizard's kit? And it would be, with chest and head being maybe the key kit that they need to fill out, right? But yeah, I guess I mean like I'm using Stormstriders as like my example
Mhm.
of a card to be leery of. It's like sitting at $120 right now. It's I think before Rosetta was announced, it was a Kano specialization pretty much. Yeah, because he's the only wizard. And it's like 80, 60 to 80. So there's some like massive premium on it right now, due to, two wizards coming, right? Um, but I guess I'm just using that as kind of my punching bag right now. There's other cards, like you said, Metacarpus Nodes is probably a good one that you don't run out and buy that for $25 on the before we get some spoilers, um, or whatever it is, right? And it's just we wanted a little. I just wanted to bring this up because I think it's super interesting because we saw it like work pretty well in Miss Vale, right?
Mhm.
They were able to print very interesting cards, that tie to the hero and kind of, um, challenge those generics and class specific cards, right?
Yes, that I think is it will because we did not see that in heavy, and we haven't really seen that before. And it was almost like a return to form for like Monarch, because like Monarch has very like class specific powerful common equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And Misfill did too. And like literally, we were just talking about this before the show. Is like look at New. New is running two commons over. There's two legendary arms and one legendary boot slot, and she like, nah,
Yeah,
I'll run these commons because it's more synergistic within her own kit, and it makes
yeah,
way more sense. And it is hilarious that Arousing Wave is probably better than either of the legendaries. I think if either the other assassins could run Arousing Wave, they would in a heartbeat
yeah.
because those two cards are booty.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's a little different scenario, right? I don't think you could print a common powerful enough to replace Stormstriders or maybe even Metacarpus nodes. Well, maybe Metacarpus nodes,
mhm.
um, but yeah, that's a good example of like, and then strides too for Zen, right? There's
Yes.
Ninja doesn't have like the most amazing leg options anyways,
Mhm.
but they have some decent ones, right? Yeah, I mean, Snapdragon Scalers was also was like the de facto, right? But obviously Striders is Stride. I don't know. Now I'm getting them mixed up, but anyways, his boots are just like obviously good for a reason. They might not be long for this world, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So
Um, I mean, and Breeze Rider Boots is like nothing to scoff at either because those are like pretty decent.
no, yeah.
They play pretty well in Zen, but
Hmm.
um, it is really interesting to see that like if they continue this because I think that it was well received.
Hmm.
Maybe a little pushed on some of the common equipment. Looking at you, Stride.
Yeah,
And it was like, and I know Brian said in an interview like it was coming down like to like the last minute. Like, is this a Mystic Ninja card or a Ninja card? And that was the difference between going the hand and going into the banish zone for that crouching tiger. And I really wish they would have just put it in the banish zone. I think it also like opens up cool like Kitty Cat Katsu play lines. So
yeah,
um, it's it is definitely something to be wary of. And I think of like cards like Grasp of the Arknight as well. Like
mm,
we I have no idea what's dropping first, this or the market minute, but spoiler alert, if
yeah,
it's first. We talk about Grasp because Grasp is like low and it's a fridge. I don't think they're going to print another fridge in the arm slot, but
yes, yeah,
um for Runeblade, but it's gonna come down to like, does the arm slot give a bigger synergy bump than three block in sometimes a rune chant would?
yeah,
That's it's very easily possible that it could, right?
yeah. I
So
mean, you can interact with like a token, right? If there's some way you can get an Earth token from your arms or something, it's instantly and like Florian is this like build up rune chance, and you're trying to be defensive while you get those 8 cards into your banish zone. maybe that Earth embodiment token is what you need, and then now you're kind of just um, maybe not looking at grass as quickly, right?
Yeah.
Same with
Like
Aurora. Maybe there's some kind of go again enabler or some kind of like ping damage that enables your on hits that you really need. It's
ball
not,
lightning of the arms.
yeah, yeah. I guess it's like Mistveil kind of shown me that it's like not hard to just like it's not even pushing it, right? Because I think like I think the assassin arms and legs are not like, oh my god, this is so powerful for commons. They're good, right? But it's just like it just works, right?
Yeah.
Like you need these things and it just works. So um and they know how to do that, right? So they could do it again.
Yes. Like a apex of earth, like block with this and an earth card, banish the earth card after the chain link closes.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good actually. that would
Dude,
be that would
LSS, my phone lines are open.
that would like all things considered or like all things not considered, that could definitely be a design that would make you really think hard about it. Same thing with like verdance. My idea, Nate, we were talking about it a little bit, was like maybe the boots heal one, so then you do 2 damage and you heal and you essentially kind of block for 2. um that would be pretty sweet.
No shot. Boots are always action points.
True, but I'm just trying to think. It's like you have to like to your point, right? To like really get past. Well, in Verdance, it's not that hard. It doesn't seem like she'll be wanting Storm Striders as much, but I don't know. It's just things like I don't know. It's like sometimes it surprises me, like how easy it was to get over to like Shriek Razors go in the garbage.
My
Oh,
well, yeah, that card,
it
that
was
card,
already in the garbage.
yeah, that card never left the garbage. Um,
Someday, Nate, someday, the next assassin set that we get,
no shot.
just
No,
like
no
nope.
freaking shot.
But
Um,
yeah, but I guess when like you're buying your cards, when you're getting hyped up, when you start seeing spoilers, my advice is just like, you know, just kind of think about misfail and think about like, okay, is it possible that this gets this gets walked and then you end up not using that card, right? So
in I think so. There's 5 legendaries in the set too. My guess is that we see like one of each. So we see an earth, a lightning, and then a wizard and a rune blade. But we don't like they
mm.
don't lock them. And then the fifth could either be generic or like God, if they give us another frickin' what is the stupid shield? So help me God, do not give me a frickin' specialization. Um, but like I think that is the best case scenario too for the product itself. Because if
Mm.
they have 2 different heroes vying for these legendaries, they will hold more value. Because we, oh man, God, this is why I love this too. Is like everyone is going to be looking at this set and being like, MST. Mm, I'll wait until that legendary is $2.99.
Yeah.
Like literally the best deck in the format, 12 pedal, is freaking like $15.
Yeah.
Best deck in the format runs it.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
MST got
it might as well be a specialization.
opened quite a bit.
And MST was very popular. Yes.
Yeah.
So how these legendaries get distributed within the slots is also going to be important. Because if they are, especially like the lightning and the earth potential things, they're just going to put it in what makes the most sense to enable both of these heroes archetypes, because the earth do have the crossover of like the cards in banish, um, and
Yeah.
lightning have the archetype of lightning. um, I don't know what they do, they're just freaking fast.
Yeah.
So it'll be it's definitely not going to be in the arms for lightning because shock tremors is getting reprinted in Japanese.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. That's a good call.
um So Lightning is going to be in the other three slots. Probably head
Yeah.
slot. Probably draw card. Something something draw card.
Aurora drawing cards. Hello. Like, oh boy.
Yeah,
I like the
that's
sound of that.
so you heard it here first from the Oracle. Um, Lightning headpiece. Something something draw card. You're welcome. LSS again. Phone lines open. Call me anytime.
But I don't know. I'm really excited for it. The next couple of weeks are going to be fun. I think we're essentially done until spoiler season, which is like 2 days, like August 28th.
We're done.
I think we're done, dude. I think Manila is the last on the list. Then we got 2 days of spoiler season, which I believe is going to be mega reduced.
No, we have
Uh,
Battle Hardened San Diego.
oh, wow. San Diego.
Santiago. 2 cards.
Yeah.
Wait, when is Battle Hardened Santiago?
No idea.
Next
But
weekend.
okay, cool. So we got a couple cards coming next weekend, and then we got abbreviated spoiler season, and then we got Tampa. So
Yep.
that'll be cool. I'm gonna be trying to stream my packs,
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to find something spicy. Just FYI, I don't ever find anything spicy in sealed packs or draft packs. That's just my lot in life, guys. But
Yeah.
I hope that changes so that I can do something fun.
Yeah. Sub to the channel. We're definitely getting a spoiler this season. So
There's no hold on. Editor's note here. There's no word on that. There's no confirmation at
dude,
all.
we're definitely
I
getting a
would love
spoiler.
I would love to get
Head,
a room
you're
spoiler.
streaming your sealed packs. That's a spoiler,
Oh yeah,
baby.
that's right. Yeah.
That's a spoiler.
If
Stream
I
it.
have I think everyone in the hall is gonna be trying to stream, so I think there might be a little bit of internet load there.
Dude, I believe in you. Dude, put your tinfoil hat on, get all that connectivity up in your phone, and we got this.
Yeah, for sure.
But we do have the Azalea Armory deck facing some Talishar noobs. Yeah.
We keep someday we'll do that. That will happen someday.
Dude,
But
I played some games of Talishar recently.
there you
I played
go,
a good
getting
game.
back in some fab.
Dude, so I listened to the Runaways. Shout out to the boys over there. They were talking about this Riptide deck that Pablo played. Also, you don't have to. Everybody, you can go home if you want. Me and Ted are just talking at this point. Episode's done. So, I was like, sweet. I found the Pablo deck, and I was like, this looks like a deck. And I played it, and I was like, how did they think this deck was playable?
Your
It is the
your
most.
enthusiasm tricked me. I was about to troll you for telling me that Riptide's not a real deck.
Dude,
When
it's
I
not.
asked you, I was like, "What's your favorite Riptide deck?" And you're like, "It's not a real hero." And I was
It's
like,
not. I lost to an Arachne. It's fake.
"Oh no,
Yeah, it's
that's
fake. It's the entire deck just is like it's a 2-card 7 on defense, 2-card 7 on offense. It's so boring. I hate it. It's the worst.
dude. You're gonna get a new. He's gonna get a new card.
Dude, that card
Plan for the worst.
sucks,
It
but
has no go again. You
dude,
just
that
play
card
it
is,
after firing your one arrow with go again.
if that card had Ponder on it, maybe you could sign me up for it. But right
No,
now,
you have to put it in your. Oh no, you're getting your trap to put in your arsenal, brother. Why would you want to ponder?
I don't, I forgot about that part. It still sucks. I don't care. That card's garbage. I don't want to see it. But I did play some Enigma again, and I was like, I'm home, baby. I'm home.
Yeah, you'll have to wait a little bit longer, especially after seeing that top 8 from Manila.
Dude, Zen's free.
Yup, sure.
Yeah. Dude, once they ban Zen into the ground, free 99, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scoop
But
it up.
all right, we're gonna leave it there. Thanks everyone for listening, watching. Please like, subscribe, do the things. If you see me in Tampa, come up and say hi. All that stuff. We got some cool stuff lined up. Some stuff we can't talk about, but we're working on some things. So um, keep an eye out for that. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Put your money where your mouth is. Boom, boom, boom. Also, I can't tell the joke online, so you'll have to message me if you want to hear it. Gotcha.